Okay, so I'm going to show you around a little bit today, the farm, what it's like now. Let's start with a panoramic view of the back end of goats, because they're all facing uphill eating for some reason. Working up, setting up the garage for them to be able to get out of the weather, which is nice. Got a well over there. I think that's the one from the spring, I'm not sure. We've got an actual well, and then we've got a well down to the spring. And apparently the goats are picky, and they only like the spring water. They don't like the well water because it's very sulfurous. And this is our first line of goat defense. I'm gonna take you down the hill, but yeah, we have the fence there so they can stay up in the upper section, and we can have the lower section goat free. Which, given the condition of the blackberry bushes right there, probably should let them out down here. Apparently they are great escape artists. And they can get down here. They did once, but I figured out how and kind of fixed it. We'll see how it goes. Got a couple of outbuildings there. We don't actually know what they are, but apparently they have power, which could come in useful. This is the garden over here. We'll go look through that later. Right now it's kind of a mess. It didn't get used this last year. And that is a chicken coop that I thought was going to be our chicken coop, but I don't like it. So I'm gonna probably build something a little bigger and a little nicer, because I gotta relocate them anyway. I think it's kind of foolhardy to actually have a chicken coop right in the middle of your garden. That's asking for trouble. Just one day and you could lose your entire garden. That, by the way, is the Coquille River. Which part I don't know. It's our part, because our property actually does go right down to the river. Like, you could step off and into the water and never leave our property till you hit the water. And I'm taking you down here because none of y'all want to hear me wheezing on the way up. I'll do a separate cut so you can see the garden section. But I did want to take you down here and show you, well, down here. And I really don't know how to best show you. Oh my goodness, that's bright. It's been pretty cold. I think it was like 37 when we woke up, which isn't awful, I guess. But certainly was colder than I was prepared for this morning, I'll tell you that. Now this is our drive. It comes right off the road. Blind corner over there, not so much over there. Oh yeah, this is a good place. Wanted to show you the pasture. And this is actually where the goats are supposed to be. And I'm kind of surprised they don't go back there, because it looks like a lot better eating than what they're doing now. But unfortunately, if they spend their time down there and don't come back up, the best they've got is, you can't really see it behind the big trees here, but there is a yoga deck you might have seen on the way down, that they cuddle up under that, but it's not going to be good enough for their wintering. So we're working on converting the garage for the first year, just so we have a place where we know they're safe. We can control the temperature enough to keep it from freezing in there. They seem to be pretty good. I mean, they're up and out 5 or 6 every morning, pretty much when the sun comes up, regardless of the temperature. But I hear that around February it's going to get a lot colder, so I'm kind of preparing for that now. All right, I'm going to walk back up, and I will do a separate shoot so you can see the garden. So I was down in the garden earlier, which is down there. You can see that's where the swing set thing is. And this is kind of an area right up by the house. We have a back porch with a whole lot of goat poop on it. I swear to goodness, I could sweep that all up. It'll be just like that again in 3 or 4 days. They're very prolific poopers. So this whole area up here is more in shade, especially at the end of the day. But this is kind of a neat area for us. It's a pretty steep slope there, terraced into a couple of layers. But this whole area up here is kind of just going to be a garden space, and not like growing food, but just a place to be. I'm hoping to put a pergola right about there, maybe split this area up into a couple of different themed gardens. This is more just for us, and sit out here and just watch the pasture do nothing. And there's a whole bunch. I don't know if you can see it, but about in the center of the video, just on the right of the taller tree and to the left of the shorter tree, there's a bunch of cows in the distance. We see cows all the time. But we are out in the country. Anyway, that's it. So I wanted to show you the garden, such as it is. It's quite overgrown. It goes almost down to that telephone pole. I don't know if you see it that far. And it is roughly a curved triangle. It comes down to a point way down there past the coop. I'd go down there, show you around, but I'm not properly dressed for it. And I don't know if you can see it there. All that, what looks like brambles, that is all blackberry. As is that big pile over there, which is why I've been letting the goats in to go ahead and do their thing. Over there's some hoops. I'm assuming at one point it was sort of a low tunnel, if you will, because it doesn't look like it's more than about 3, 4, 5 feet high. The property line does follow the fence line here, which goes clear down again to the river. Our whole lot is like one big triangle with a curved hypotenuse, which is where the river is. And I don't know how much you can see out there. This is all pasture land out there. Normally there's a lot of cows on it. Today they're probably all behind that tree because they've been gravitating towards this end, probably enjoying it while it lasts, because from what I've heard, the side over there floods during the winter as it gets into the rainy season, and a lot of this area floods. And I think the cows end up clear over there, which is over by the 42. Into Coquille proper. So, I mean, I've probably shown you enough where you could find the place. We're kind of not that private of people anyway. Oh, hey, there's a cow, little cow, a couple of cows actually. But yeah, don't drop in without letting us know. So I hope you enjoy it, because this is really just one glorified before video. The next few weeks, I'm hoping to get some of these weeds cut down. Maybe try and rebuild this so that we can actually use it for a trellis next year. It's sagging pretty badly over there. We'll see. I don't really know where I'm going with all this. I do know that I'm gonna, this is all, by the way, if you can't see it, which I can't even see it, so I can't imagine you do. This is actually all terraced. The regular terraces all the way to the bottom. So should be pretty easy to grow on. I'm gonna just try and resurface it a little bit so it fits my geometry, because I like to work with measurable beds that are easy to work but large, so I'm not wasting a lot of it to foot space. We'll see how I do as it goes on. Anyway, that was it. Just kind of wanted to show you around the place. There's other areas that aren't immediately going to be used for stuff. There's an open walled shedded area that we're going to probably use to season wood, and maybe even put compost over there. I don't know yet. And because we got to find a better place than we got right now, which is just a pile that the goats keep digging through. That's not very productive. There is a tool shed where I'm putting all my tools and such. There's actually a shop where I'll be putting my power tools. There's a canning cupboard area. There's a lot with the house too. If I can get my arm undone here. I mean, you can see the house is pretty big. A lot of sun right now. Blinded me out. And I don't know, this is something for the kids, which we don't have here, so that'll be repurposed somehow. We'll see. Some nice timber. Anyway, that was it. Just wanted to kind of show you around the place a little bit. Expect more later.